In your book to page 56, and we're going to finish learning about geographic challenges. So this is all about dams, and in Tennessee we have, it says here, Tennessee's Wilson Dam. So let's go ahead and learn about that. Flooding in Tennessee used to be a much worse problem than it is today. Floods are often caused by heavy rains, especially too much rain too fast. Water from heavy rains in Tennessee's mountains runs across surface rocks and funnels into streams and rivers. These swollen streams and rivers used to race down into Tennessee's valleys and flood the land. Since many rivers flow into Tennessee, heavy rains in upstream states cause floods in Tennessee too. Let's go ahead and underline something about it flooding a lot in Tennessee. So that was a problem, that was a geographic challenge, and let's see how it is solved. Today, Tennessee is better able to control the water that comes rushing our direction. Dams built across Tennessee's rivers reduce the amount of water that can flow downstream. So go ahead and circle that word. It reduces the amount of water that can flow downstream. Water can be held by the dams and released a little at a time instead of all at once. This helps Tennessee avoid the kinds of flooding disasters it faced in the past. Dams increase fresh water supply. So not only do they prevent flooding, let's see what else they do. Dams also create a fresh water supply. Where water collects on the high side of a dam is called a reservoir. The water here is held in reserve for when it might be needed later, such as in a drought. A drought is when there is not a lot of rain. Many reservoirs become popular recreation areas for boating, swimming, and other water sports. And then lastly, dams generate hydroelectricity. As water flows through a dam, it can create electricity. And that's a renewable resource. Tennessee dams generate much of the electricity used in homes and businesses throughout the state. And fascinating fact, the TVA, Tennessee Valley Authority, was created by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Its purpose was to provide jobs and electricity during the Great Depression. You'll learn all about the Great Depression in 5th grade. Go ahead and roll on over to page 57. And it says write N besides each natural physical feature, so that's things that are not human created, and then H beside each human-made feature. So, the natural features, you're going to write N. The human features, you're going to write H. So as we can see there, that one is clearly made by humans. So write an H. And then go ahead and do that with the rest of them, and then you'll enter in your answers on PLP. Next, match each human modification to the environment with its benefit. So canals, dams, irrigation systems, and reservoirs, what do they benefit the environment? And then you will go and match those. And then this one is very important for you to do. It says, imagine that Tennessee has no reservoirs with a fresh water supply. How would this impact Tennessee people and businesses during a drought? Describe the effects from several different perspectives. So you're going to pretend that you are a farmer and there is a drought and they do not have a reservoir. What would happen? So you can imagine farmers grow crops. Crops need water. So use this inference thinking to try to predict what would happen. And then go ahead and do that for mom, child, and business as well. It can be any kind of business. Once you are done with all of that, go on PLP and finish the rest of your work.